Everyone, what's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you. We've got all the latest goings on in the transfer window today, folks. The latest happenings in regards to Manchester United, if that's what you want to call it. Maybe happenings for other clubs, but not so much for Manchester United anyway. But we're going to be covering it all in this video today. Do us a favour at the start of this show and smash that like button. Give it a thumbs up. Share it around on the social medias as well if you're that way inclined. And get yourself involved with the legends in the chat. What is going on, everyone? Hey there, Berber, Marky Harris, Mark Nurse, Jay King, Reese Brown, T Mill, Zaki, Foot Stories, Pranjal, Mikhail Kramer, ZX Flames, Raja Felicia, Honey Badger, Kingslayer, Philip Chapman, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining us for today's show. Yep, do smash the like at the start of the show. Give it a cheeky little subscribe. Share it around on social media if you want. And get yourself involved in the legends with the live chat. Let's go, Eddie Trooper. Come on, Chrissy J. Absolutely, my son. So, right, well... Fucking hell, guys, where do I begin with this? I mean, we've had a bit of a shocking transfer window so far, haven't we? We haven't got any players. We've been talking about Cristiano Ronaldo wanting to leave Manchester United now for a while. He's not happy at the club, obviously. He wants a better challenge, bigger, better challenge. There were some reports that a few different teams are interested in Cristiano, of course. He's a key man for us, scoring a shitload of goals. And essentially, without him last season, we'd probably finish proper bang average, mid-table, maybe even 14th. Who knows? But Ronaldo still hasn't turned up to training. The situation is still the same. He's still citing family issues as the reason why he's not returned to United. But it's just... Now there's reports coming out to say that Chelsea reportedly decided to press ahead with a formal approach for Cristiano Ronaldo. So there are a few different reports coming out, actually, that suggest that Chelsea are looking to table an offer somewhere in the region of 14 million for Cristiano Ronaldo at this moment in time. And they're also supposedly interested in a couple of other players, which we'll cover in a moment. But let's just talk about Ronaldo first of all, guys. So, yeah, oh, fucking hell, Zayn Miassi. Whatever, Zane, thank you for the super chat, my son. He says, Chelsea getting Ronaldo and Dion, double whammy, Piggy and Tielemans for us. You know what, Zane, we actually fucking do one, son. Mark Harris says it's a clusterfuck of an Arteta-esque gas drop. Absolutely, Mark Harris. Thank you for your super chat, boss. Let's get a sue in there for these guys. But anyway, look, let's just talk about this for a moment. So there are some reports that Chelsea are now interested in Cristiano Ronaldo and Frankie de Jong. So Gerard Romero over in Spain has mentioned that indeed, warmed up from Chelsea by Frankie, hot hours in Barcelona. He's not the only footballer that Chelsea want. So he is essentially reporting that that Chelsea are waiting to essentially put in a bid for Frankie de Jong also, guys, which would mean that we could lose out on one of our targets. I mean, we have got Ten Hag at the football club, right, which will be a factor for Frankie de Jong. But how's about the fact that we've also got no Champions League football, and those Chelsea scummers do have Champions League football? That's also going to be a factor here. This is what is the problem for Manchester United, because it's taken such a long time. Reports coming out yesterday that, the reason why this is being held up, this deal, is because Barcelona owe Frankie de Jong like a bunch of deferred money from when he agreed to take a pay cut previously, and they're due to have to pay him like 13 million or something this season. That's what I'm hearing, guys. And he's being stiffed by Barca, who are skint. So that's what we're in about the situation there. But surely there's a way to make that go away, and that's by meeting them with a little bit more of a decent amount, perhaps, just a small amount. They should have done this. I'm not talking about now after a month of negotiations have been going ahead. No, I'm talking about a month ago. Maybe we could have paid a few million more to get our guy at the start of the window, you know. Absolute bunch of pathetic melters we've got running this football club, guys. They couldn't finish a fucking wank, these guys, could they? Guaranteed blue balls for everyone around these tossers. Seriously, but Zayn Miassi's got in with another super chat. Zayn Miassi says, Ronaldo standing in as temporary PM. The country needs leadership. Mate, fair play to you, my son. Fair play to you. Won't he probably be all right at that, in all fairness? If not, Mr. Marky Rashford might be in for a shout. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's just talk about this, guys. So Chelsea are interested in signing a few players at the moment, it seems. One of which is understandably, Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think he's going to end up going to Chelsea. I just want to put a pin in that right at the start of this sort of topic, is that I don't think he will end up going to Chelsea unless they're going to be prepared to do some sort of awesome deal with us. 14 million quid or something like that, that's not going to get him. I know that's what we paid for him, 13 million last season off Juve, but that's not going to get him. We're not going to send him to a Premier League rival for 13 mil. It just doesn't add up. I'd rather see him rot in the reserves and him cry his eyes out all year long. Than do that and help Chelsea out for 13 million quid, guys. That is not going to happen. So, people like Zamiassi saying that Ronaldo's going to Chelsea. Ronaldo's not going to Chelsea, guys. There's just an understanding that they're interested in him, and they might begin negotiations with Man United in order to try and convince us to sell him. Maybe they'll have a cheeky little 14 million offer in the hope that we're desperate to get rid of this guy because he's want away, and maybe we're looking to get someone else in soon. So look, there's some possibility. Maybe if they include some Brozier in the deal, or a Kante in the deal, something like that, then we would come around to the fact. But I just cannot see Cristiano Ronaldo wearing the blue of Chelsea, scoring goals for them, and be an ultimate shit house. I just can't believe it, in all fairness. Marky Harris says Zayn needs Jesus to hand Arteta his P45 on September 7th. Marky Harris, he's going to help. He's going to help hand him his P45, that's for sure. Because Jesus is an 8-goal-a-season man. Guys, can we get a sue in there for Marky Harris? Thank you, bud. I've been absolutely shattered today, guys. I'm absolutely melted. I've barely had any sleep. I'm absolutely melting. FIFA Flop says Piggy is going to Chelsea. Come on now. Who are you talking about? Ronaldo? Guys, do you think Cristiano Ronaldo is going to Chelsea? Yes or no? Let's know in the live chat. Obviously not, guys. We'd sooner see him be sold to, I don't know, anybody abroad. It doesn't even matter who. Jose at Roma, for fuck's sake. That's not going to happen because they're Ganesh. But you know what I mean? Like Bayern or just anybody else. It doesn't have to be in the Premier League, does it? No, says Mikhail Kramer. No, says Agrippa Chinhara. No, says Akio MVP. Yes, says World Champion. No, says Walkinstone. He's not going anywhere, says Akil. You would if I was CR7, says Berber. You would if what? Do what? Go and manage the country instead of Boris? Or go to Chelsea? I mean, I wouldn't go to Chelsea if I'm Ronaldo, because Chelsea aren't guaranteed to win anything either. They've got a decent team there. A good manager, of course. They did win the Champions League literally season before last, didn't they? But they're not guaranteed to win anything with Liverpool and Man City where they are at the moment, guys. Chelsea are the third team in the league right now, if not the fourth team in the league. And I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo is guaranteed to win anything going to Chelsea, in all fairness. Maybe if it was if the rivalry was not there with Man City and it was Man City that were coming in for him, then maybe he'd be tempted because he'd feel like he's got a very realistic possibility of adding a Premier League trophy at his age. And he's also got a good realistic possibility of progressing far in the Champions League. So if it was them, I can understand it. But I don't think Chelsea even offers Ronaldo what he really wants. It doesn't guarantee him any domestic titles. Okay, they are in the Champions League, but there's easier clubs to go to in terms of winning trophies and challenging for things, i.e. Bayern Munich. If Bayern did sell Lua, there's reports that they're not really interested, but if they did sell Lua, then I think Ronaldo would be a perfect ready-made replacement just to go in there and bang them a whole multitude of goals throughout the rest of the season, and then he would be adding to his accolades there with the Champions League and the Bundesliga, etc. Berber says swap him for Kante. Interesting. I mean, yeah, we spoke about this the other day. I mean, Kante's younger. He's obviously 31. He's pretty much exactly what we need right now. If you think about a midfield of, say, De Jong and Kante on paper anyway, God, and it is just on paper at the moment, guys, but if we were to discuss a midfield of those two, then I think we'd say that's arguably one of the strongest sort of midfield duos pairings in the league. So I get that, but doesn't stop the fact that we can't have Cristiano Ronaldo playing for Chelsea, in my opinion. Yeah, okay, let's not be too short-sighted. Let's think about the benefit of our football club as well. And in all fairness, you look at the facts, 37-year-old player, we could potentially, swap him for somebody who's 31, who's one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. Does actually kind of make sense on paper, but nah. We can't have Cristiano Ronaldo playing for a rival in the league, firing them to a potentially higher position than us in the league, because you know he's an absolute goal-scoring beast, and he will benefit anybody who he plays for in the league. So, now, I'd rather see him rot away in the reserves or be sold to a team abroad than let him go to the Chelsea Gunners. It's not worth it. That's right, Mark. It's just not worth it, is it? Thank you for subscribing there, Abdullah Gaming. I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Oh, yes, guys, if you're just getting in here, do us the massive favour of smashing that like on the video. We've got 297 legends in here, 77 likes. We can do better than that, guys. Let's have a little Baker Brigade like spike. See if we can smash 100 likes. Do drop a thumbs up on it. It's free. Boosts us up on the algorithm and helps the channel out. So please do smash a cheeky little like. Hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, guys. And share it around. Get yourself in the chat too. Maestro says, what the hell is going on? I'll tell you what the hell's going on, mate. We got a bunch of fucking puddings running our football club as a recruitment team, guys. That's it. Classic. And also, our owners, that's the biggest problem, guys. They don't have the ambition to go out there in the window and spend early. Crikey, Liverpool went and signed 100 million on Darwin Núñez, for fuck's sake. They just finished second. Man United, on the other hand, we are not prepared to go and do early business. We're prepared to just scrimp and scrape all summer long to try and get deals done as cheaply as possible, all the while leaving the door open for other teams to come and swoop in, such as potentially Chelsea with Frankie de Jong. I mean, this is ridiculous. If Chelsea are genuinely interested in Frankie and they do table an offer, I would have thought that the competition for his signature would be pretty tight, pretty close, because, yeah, okay, we don't have Champions League football, but we do have Ten Hag. And therefore, I think that's a big plus point for de Jong. However, look, Chelsea won a Champions League just a year or so ago. Like, they're obviously a good team with a good coach. They've got a lot of good players. It's an attractive proposition for anybody to go and play for if you're not a United fan, right, like Frankie. So Frankie de Jong, if there is an offer tabled by Chelsea, it just goes to show you the incompetence that is on the table from Man United's recruitment and our lack of ambition from the owners, being prepared to just pay a little few million extra to get a deal wrapped up early. They weren't prepared to do that. And, yeah, people are citing, but this deferred payments that de Jong needs to be paid by Barca. Well, you could make that go away pretty easily, guys, just by giving them extra 5 million quid. And I know we don't want to get bent over. We don't want to get completely rinsed. But fuck me, if we want to get our player, if we want to improve the team, if we want to get Ten Hag his soldiers to be able to go into battle for him, then you've got to pay the money, guys. You can't be scrimping and scraping like we have done all summer, leaving all the doors open for all the other teams to come in and swipe our players that we're trying to work on. It's actually fucking pathetic, isn't it, to think of the fact that it's got to now the 7th of July and we still haven't even got any real closer on the Frankie de Jong situation. In fact, there's a lot of up in the air. There's a lot of reports that make it seem like it's very up in the air, as in the situation with the payments that Barca have, the issues with Barca and who they're looking to recruit, people like Lewandowski, obviously. They're interested in supposedly people like Bernardo Silva, etc. They wanted to sign a couple of players. They sold a whole bunch of TV rights recently as well to generate some cash, but they still need hundreds of millions, apparently. This is where they're looking to restructure and maybe sell a few players. So they just go to the highest bidder, guys. They're not interested in, let's try, and we've been working with Man United for a month now on this deal, negotiating. So let's get this deal done out of sheer loyalty with United. They don't have any loyalty to United, nor should they really. They're trying to get the biggest amount of money possible, and the biggest amount of money possible could be from Chelsea. And even if it's just a matched offer, like I say, it gives us a bit of an option, gives Frankie an option to want to go play Champions League football. Let's just ask the live chat though, folks. If Chelsea did come in for Frankie de Jong, where do you think that he would end up? Chelsea or Man United, guys? What do you reckon? It's an absolute fucking shit show, this. The situation that's got to this, where we are still not being able to sign these guys. Frankie de Jong, he may stay. It's unlikely that it will stay. I still think we're pushing ahead with this deal, of course. But if the longer we leave it, the more likely other teams are to go in for him. So where do you think he would end up, guys? Chelsea, says Nathan Phelps. United says Monkey Fingers. Chelsea says J King. Chelsea says Kingslayer. United says Rajat. Chelsea says Cherry Chen says United all the way. Ten Hag is there. United for Ten Hag, says John Adair. See, now that's what I think as well, just. But Chelsea's an attractive proposition in the sense that they pay well. They're also, let's face it, Champions League team at the moment. So this season they've got the possibility of playing in that tournament. They also might be prepared to even just pay a tiny little bit more money than United. We've seen how slow we've been in this negotiation so far. I mean, Chelsea because of pudding, says Dizzy. There's a lot of people in the live chat saying Chelsea. It's very, very concerning, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I think you're right. 0793 says Ronaldo would do well at Chelsea. Chelsea's sort of ready-made for Ronaldo in a lot of ways. The only thing that it's not ready-made for is that, well, they're not guaranteed to win anything domestically, but they are in all the tournaments. They will be in and amongst it, and maybe Ronaldo could be the difference maker for them. If you could add a 20-plus goal a season man to that team last season, they probably would be in the mix with it. So, yeah, and the consistency is a little bit dodgy throughout the end of last season, but they're a good team. Tuchel's a good coach. If they had Ronaldo, they'd probably be one of the contenders, definitely. So it's very worrying, guys, the possibility that we might even be considering this. I honestly think that if United received a bid for this guy, there's no way that we would accept an offer for him from Chelsea. It doesn't really matter how much it is. Maybe if it was a really crazy amount of money, 40 million, 30 million for somebody who's 37, it makes it a little bit more attractive. But to see Ronaldo play for Chelsea would be the most disgusting thing that I've seen for a couple of years, fairness, guys, since maybe, I don't know, Moyes being unveiled or something. Just absolutely sickening. So let's face it, let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm not interested in getting Kante in that much anyway. I actually think he would be a great player for the short term, for a season or so, but he's got dodgy knees. He's also... Is he coming for the right reasons? I question anybody who goes from a Champions League team to Man United right now. Honestly, just do question that sort of a move. And so for that reason, I'm just not really convinced about us doing a swap deal. Plus, if you look at the monetary value that Kante has, his monetary value is higher because of his age, etc., his contract, etc. So he does have, a bit of pulling power there. So I don't think they'd even be prepared to do the deal. Why would they want to get rid of that guy? I don't understand. Okay, Barry Richards says the most disgusting thing you've seen since the Bayern performance. You mean that's a good point, actually. That's a good point. There was loads of games actually very recently which were disgusting. You're spot on about that, actually. Yeah, that was one of them, that 4-0 drubbing. Mark Nurse says Kante isn't worth his injury record. Also, I think it's not worth it. He doesn't sell shirts like Ron. From a commercial point of view, Kante is a good signing, but he's nowhere near as good as a signing as Ronaldo from a commercial point of view. Yeah, all you've got to do is stick Ronaldo in on the front cover of your new merch magazine or whatever, or your new shirt when you've got that announced, and just all your marketing campaign, etc., and you've got yourself a lot of sales. That's very true, mate. That's very true. Ronaldo is its own entity. You've got kids all over the world buying Ronaldo shirts, and they're buying Ronaldo shirts not even because of Man United. It's just because they got Ronaldo on the back. Honestly, I think there is a certain factor of that. Of course, there's loads of people buying United shirts because of United, but Ronaldo's such a star that some people just want a Ronaldo shirt. So it's like when he was at Real Madrid. I don't know if you remember, guys. There was always loads of people rocking around with like Ronaldo shirts. At Real Madrid, I don't know why there just was. Same with Zidane. Always when I was growing up, Zidane shirts, Ronaldinho at Barca shirts. Yeah, and of course Ronaldo at Real Madrid shirts. That was what's going on. So yeah, people buy his shirts. He's a needle mover. He puts bums in seats. He gets eyes on the product. He's a monster of a man when it comes to commercial success, commercial possibility. So definitely think that we'd be foolish to let Ronaldo go. The only way it makes sense for us to sell Ronaldo is to a team abroad for a decent amount of money. Doesn't have to be that much, I suppose. We did only pay 13 mil for this guy. He is on a lot of wages, but he adds so much value to the club that it doesn't make sense to sell him for less than 25, 30 million. And if a club wants to come in and pay that sort of money for him, then at 37 years of age, it would not be the worst piece of business at all. And even if you did let him go for less money than that, well, to get a one-to-way player gone, if it kicks us up the arse and the Glazers are forced into then having to spend money and sign players like Tielemans and Antony, then great. That's fine. I think the team, the overall team could benefit if we have the ambition to go and sign certain players to replace Ronaldo. And when I say replace Ronaldo, I don't think we can replace Ronaldo as a striker right now with where we're at. We can't attract the top strikers. So we've got to look elsewhere within the team. Try and get a cheeky Yuri Tielemans in the door. People like that. Get a cheeky little Delict in. Although Chelsea are reportedly interested in this guy as well. One thing I will say is that they can't buy everybody, guys. Chelsea are interested in a lot of players. Supposed to be interested in Delict, a future target for Ten Hag and United, hopefully, because he's a great, classy player. They're also reportedly now interested in Jong. Gerard Romero saying here that indeed warned up from Chelsea by Frankie. Hot hours in Barcelona. He's not the only footballer that Chelsea wants. So Chelsea are keen on Frankie de Jong. This is what's come out today. Gerard Romero has basically confirmed this. We know that the deal is being held up with Manchester United. So James Ducker said a little while ago that protracted pursuit of Frankie de Jong being held up by money owed to player in deferred wages / bonuses by Barca. Anthony fears he could be priced out of Old Trafford move. Lissandro Martinez the greater focus for United with Ajax at the moment. So just on Frankie there, yeah, I mean, there's some sort of deferred wages that he agreed to sort of, forego at some point, and he would then get it back later on. And because of that, they owe him a bunch of cash. So that could be potentially holding up this deal, folks. Sounds pathetic. I think that if United want to get this deal done, there's a pretty easy way we could get this deal done. Doesn't seem like we do want to get this deal done, though. I'm just very concerned about it because, well, for The fact that our wheels are falling off the transfer window already. Ronaldo's potentially leaving. We haven't signed anybody. We haven't spent any money on any players yet. We bought Malacia in, but of course we sold Andreas Pereira. We've got Eriksen coming in on a free. I'm just massively concerned we're going to be left with Bill and Ben the flower pot men coming into the fucking transfer window. That's what it feels like right now, guys. A bunch of incompetent melts that could be potentially bought in. Not saying that Eriksen's not a classy player, he is. And Malacia is a very good player as well, one for the future, 22. But both of those guys don't really do too much for the starting 11 of Manchester United right now. You could argue they do, but, Bruno's probably going to get in ahead of Eriksen. Luke Shaw, for now, probably in ahead of Malacia. So they don't really do that much for us. It's just pathetic, guys, so far. It honestly is absolutely pathetic. We're waiting for a bit of news, a bit of positive stuff happening. Some new guys coming, some announcements. De Jong's in. Nice. Let's work on Lisandro Martinez, get him in. Let's put a little cheeky bid in for Anthony. Some reports are we have bid for Anthony. But, why would we be bidding for Anthony if we are bidding for Anthony right now? We can't get him in for weeks because he's bloody injured, guys. He's got an ankle injury or knee injury or something, and he's out for a couple of weeks. So he's not really going to be coming through the door anytime soon. He's not fit to pass the medical, etc., all that sort of stuff. So, just pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Rate this transfer window out of 10 so far, guys. I think I'm going to give it a -1. I think I'm giving it a -1. So what if we bought Malacia and Eriksen? That's not good enough, is it? I mean, fucking hell, we had 6 people leaving this summer, and we finished 6th. We should have spent 200 mil already, guys. I'm not even kidding. Like, if we had any ambition about us, if our owners weren't a whole bunch of money-grabbing, tight-fisted toss pieces, United would be the team with the most busy transfer window so far this summer. Rightfully so. But we're not. 0 says Kingslayer. 1 for Malacia, says Mikhail Kramer. 1 for, says Richard. 4 says CV. 0 says Steak Bake. 1.5 says Rajat. 2 says Madhouse. Hey, Gung Shilioni, how you doing, my son? Thank you so much for the super chat, you legend. He says, cheeky donation from Don Gung Shilioni. Thank you, Don Gung Shilioni. He says, glad to have a couple of new players coming in, but I fear Ronaldo is as good as gone now, pig. Gash-tastic. So, yeah, this guy's literally coming out, with the news that he's basically, I seems he doesn't want to stay at Manchester United. Bond Servant says, chill out. Yesterday you said 2 out of 10, pig. Yeah, you know why, Bond Servant? Since then, news has come out that Chelsea are interested in Ronaldo and De Jong, pal. So that's why it's gone down to... Imagine, look, I'm just saying, the possibility of De Jong not coming to United is too horrendous a situation to think about, guys. With all the work that we've done on this, with all the pushing that Ten Hag's done, with the 4 or 5 weeks of negotiations now, trust me, if this deal gets somehow ruined, or if he goes to Chelsea or somewhere else, or he just stays at Barca... Mate, never mind -1. It's a -5 of a transfer window, bro. Unless we go and actually sign other players. So, look, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, that's Gerard Romero. He's the guy who initially broke the news that Manchester United had started negotiations with Barca. So he's obviously an insider, and he's suggesting that Chelsea are interested. It could just be some PR guff, It could just be some PR guff, guys, to speed the process up a little bit. That's always a possibility. Man United, of course, under pressure to try and get this deal done as quick as possible. Barca, last report I saw was in regards to the add-ons and stuff, is that they were asking for a little bit more money up front now, etc. So, there's ways that this deal can get done, and they just need to push it through. -6 as Yeah, we signed nobody who's going to improve us. Let's be honest, says FIFA Flop TV. Well, Malacia could improve us a little bit in the future, of course. I mean, Eriksen's a good addition to the squad. He's a good replacement for Mata and Lingy. But no, I mean, I think you're right. We haven't really improved, mate. And if Ronaldo goes, we've just got significantly worse. If Cristiano Ronaldo is no longer a United player at the end of this summer window, and we haven't replaced him suitably, where's the goals going to come from? That's my concern. I mean, we saw everybody else struggle loads last season being able to score apart from Ronaldo. I just don't see where all the goals are going to come from unless we're prepared to actually sign a proper player. And don't even chuck at me Paulo Dybala, because that melter is not going to get you anywhere near the amount of goals that we need or create enough goals for you. He's an injury-prone melter who's past it at 28, mate. He's the Argentinian Michael Owen, my son, except that he's nowhere near as fucking good as Michael Owen. That's the reality. So don't want him. He's an injury-prone melter. There's got to be a suitable replacement that comes in to replace Ronaldo if he goes. And we don't even have one at the moment, really. There's not really any... There just isn't anybody at the moment, really, guys, who's as good as Ronaldo that we could bring in. Lua wouldn't come. Ben Yedder's a good player, to be fair, Liam. Darren Fletcher and Murtaugh trying to haggle some more tapas into the Jong deal. Holiday FC, says Palmarius. That's it. They just want an excuse to go back and forth to Barca every couple of weeks, every couple of days, don't they? FIFA Flop says we need to sign God as Arsenal stole Jesus, says FIFA Flop. Maybe Diego Godin. No, nah, to be honest, no, yeah, look, we need to have a big window, dudes. Other teams are making the strides on the Arsenal, even the Arsenal holders are looking to sign players. Of course, Chelsea will be strengthening. They're interested in De Ligt, De Jong, and Ronaldo, with the reports coming out today. So we do have to have some strong business. Guys, can we get a sue in the chat there for Don Gunsciglione, man? Dude, I did read it. But I fear that Ronaldo's gone as well, Gunshy. I do, because of the just the fact that, well, he's still not back at training. We go on tour tomorrow. The plane leaves tomorrow to tour, and Ronaldo's most definitely not going to be on it, which means that he's not going to be here for pre-season. It's unlikely he would join up later. He's probably not even answering his phone. His agent, etc., probably not even answering their phones from Man United at the moment. If Ten Hag's calling, just let it go to speakerphone. That's how I feel at the moment. It's probably how things are going. So, do we see Cristiano Ronaldo playing for Man United again this coming season? I would have to say yes. I would have to say yes, guys. And as much as, everybody's banging on about the fact that, these teams are interested in Ronaldo. Even if Chelsea do come on a bid, we're not going to sell him to Chelsea, guys, because we hate Chelsea. They're a Premier League rival. We're not going to let Ronnie go there. That deal's just a complete no-go. Definitely not. Definitely not. And then in regards to everywhere else, well, these teams actually have to come in and have the interest in Ronaldo first. Where's the bid from Bayern? They haven't done it yet. Of course, they got Lua there still. Where's the interest from Juve? Where's the bid from Real Madrid? Where are these? Where are these teams? Are they actually going to be coming in for Ronaldo? You would think somebody would. You'd think one of the top teams would want him because he is guaranteed to get you goals and sell shirts. So you would think somebody would want him, guys. But if it doesn't come in, hey, we're not going to sell him for nothing, guys. We've got to get a decent deal out of the situation ourselves. We're losing one of the goats, one of the needle movers, one of the shirt sellers. You better compensate us, whoever's buying him. So if we don't get that sort of good money for him that makes the deal palatable at all to any team abroad, then just keep him, guys. Just keep him, let him rot. There you go. If he doesn't want to play, fine. But I'm sorry to say, he will play. Once that summer transfer window closes and he's still contracted as a Man United player, he will be desperate to step up and play games, because what else is he going to do? He's going to rot away. He's going to not be prepared for the World Cup. Nah. I just personally think that he's not going to Chelsea. There's no way he'd join another Premier League rival. And until there is a suitable offer from another team abroad that actually entices Manchester United, it doesn't have to be a huge amount. I think maybe 25 million, 20 million would probably get him at this stage. If he's truly want away and he's on big money and Ten Hag wants to start building for the future and just wants to get this negative shroud that's surrounding Man United with this whole Ronaldo situation, just get that gone and just start rebuilding for the future, then I think we would take 20 mil for him. What do you think, guys? Let's have a little vote in the live chat. Let's just say an offer came in from the French League or the German League or the Italian League. How much money do you think Manchester United would sell Cristiano Ronaldo for right now? He's on $500,000 in week wages. We did buy him last summer for 13 million, I think it was, run about there, from Juve. So not a huge amount of money when we bought him either. 15 million, says Clark Piggott. 20, says Kingslayer. 14, says Marky Harris. 40, says Madhouse. Yes. 40, says Madhouse. 30, says Waka Sakram. 15, says T-Mill. 25, says CV. 15, says Sniped. Hey, Victor Grassa. Thank you so much, Victor Grassa, for hitting the old super chat, my son. Thank you very much for the €1 super chat. Let's get a hashtag Victor in the live chat. Thank you very much for that, bro. Appreciate that one. Nice one, mate. Get in there, my son. Oh, shit. Also, I missed one from Liam H. I'm so sorry. Liam H, bro. How's it going, my son? He says, Slabby needs a slap for liking that tweet. Right, yeah. So he liked a tweet from Sport Bible yesterday, didn't he? Just sort of saying that Ronaldo's got the hump for the fact that it's a pay cut, and then he unliked it. Oh, yeah, Slabby's an idiot, mate. He shouldn't play for United again, but he will. He's back at trend. Did you see his Instagram post today, guys? He sickens me to the core. Let me get his Instagram post out, guys. It pisses me off, man. But, it seems like he actually thinks he's going to play and captain the side this season, guys. So there's a picture of him running on his Instagram post from 2 days ago. It says, felt good to be back at Carrington today. Great to see all the lads and start. 2022-23 begins. And there he is prancing around like a damn gazelle. Okay? So, just in my personal opinion, He's no good enough for Manchester United, guys, but he's definitely still pretending like he's Man United's captain. Let's ask the live chat then, folks. Do you think that Harry Maguire is going to have a successful season under Ten Hag? Yes or no? What do you think? No. No, he couldn't, guys. He couldn't. He's just not good enough, I don't think, guys. I mean, I've seen enough from him just individually to know that he is an absolute melter and error prone and just not quick enough and just slow pace, slow turning, slow physicality, everything about him slow. No, says Madhouse. Yes, says Thunder and Joy. No, says Revivalizer. No, says Hero. He's going to have successful shit, says Mark Harris. CD, thank you for the $3 super sticker, my son, of the devil horns. Get in there, my son. Thank you so much to CD. Sue! Thank you very much, CD, you bloody legend. I appreciate that. Not successful, but he won't be as bad, says Wiggy. Okay, well, my hope is that he's utilised as a backup. My hope is that we do go for somebody else in the centre-back position to partner Varane, and that Maguire just comes in every now and then, maybe when Varane's injured or whatever case may be, and he plays a sort of bit-part squad role. Now, I know he's on big money, and I know he's still got the captain's armband. And is a player like that going to want to play in that sort of situation? And is that the plan for him from Ten Hag? Only time will tell. But in my personal opinion, that's all he can really do, is just to be a backup for us. He doesn't strike me as somebody that's solid enough to play week to week, consistent enough to start or deserve the armband. I mean, very least, he has to have the captaincy stripped off of him and given to somebody else so that we can actually have a decent season. So, yeah, hope that Ten Hag addresses that pretty early doors and he does take the armband off of Slabbington Maguire. Need to sell Maguire, says Rajat. Yeah, it's like trying to give away a bag of AIDS, though, mate. Do you know what I mean? Even if the price is not that high on the bag of AIDS, nobody wants it, mate. You know what I'm saying? You could, in fact, ask somebody you could pay them to take the bag of AIDS off of you. They still don't want it, bud. That's pretty much what it is. And that's a little bit of a harsh analogy, in all fairness, on slabbing Maguire. That is harsh. But it still stands true in the sense that this guy is just unsaleable, guys. Nobody wants him. Nobody wants him. So, yeah, exactly. So it's very difficult, guys, to convince anyone to take Maguire. So we're probably stuck with him. But if we are going to stick with him, then let's stick with him in a backup capacity instead of seeing this absolute dry lunch starting in games, captaining the side and making errors left, right, centre. This guy. Everybody, we got 150 likes. We just smashed 150. Sue, baby, we did it. Break out the red panties. It's red panty night. The live chat's got us 152 likes, baby. Everyone, thank you for hitting that like button too. Please do smash that like button as well if you haven't done. Let's get this sucker to 200 likes. Drop a thumbs up. Help us compete with the clickbaiters, corporation channels, all that jazz by dropping a thumbs up on this video. Share it around on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. Can you say stuff on Twitch? Probably not. OnlyFans. Give it a share, guys. And also hit the old subscribe button if it's your first time on the channel. We do all the latest United news. We've got a great community of legends here that get in here every day and discuss the latest goings on at this once great football club. Currently dodgy-owned, gash-tastic owned football club, which is a sleeping giant of a football club. Once our piss-poor owners are gone, maybe it would be a truly great football club again. But unfortunately, right now, we're shackled by shite owners, guys, and their piss-poor decisions when it comes to recruitment and lacking of recruitment. I mean, let's face it, if Chelsea want Jong, then it's going to be a close-run thing. It really is going to be a close-run thing. We have Ten Hag, which I think is a very big factor. I think it's a huge factor for Frankie de Jong for us to have Eric in the club. But at the same time, they do have a little bit more to offer them in regards to Champions League football at this moment in time. It's also known that his priority at the moment in regards to Frankie de Jong is to stay at Barcelona. So that's not really changed, guys. God almighty, this never has felt 100% right, this transfer, guys. It never has felt 100% right. Even when we were the only horse in the race, it just never felt like it's the one for us. Even though Ten Hag clearly wants him and he's pushing for him, there's so many ways that this thing can fall down. And at the moment, it looks like he doesn't even want to leave Barca. They're exploring different options there. They are waiting to pay him money, apparently, that he's owed, and yada, yada, yada. The truth about De Jong's wages is basically they owe him money due to him taking some sort of a cut or deferring his wages to help the club out last season when they needed financial help as well, etc. So that's the situation there. he still wants to stay at Barca. Now, if they are going to only offer him a much lower contract, then I can't really see him going for it. But he's already apparently done it once before, where he's had it deferred. So if he really loves the football club and really wants to stay and really wants to help them out, I guess he would go to as big a wage cut as possible, perhaps. But I don't think that's the case. I mean, who's going to want to go and take cuts at your job and stay there for, when you can go and play for another good football club and get paid what you're worth, really? So, but the Barca president, Laporta, he did say yesterday that Frenkie de Jong is a Barcelona player. We don't want to sell him unless we have no other choice. Of course, we know there are offers for de Jong, but we don't want to sell him. So that's their stance on it, but maybe they're just looking like they're actually trying to keep hold of him so that when they do sell him, it seems like they actually try to do some sort of work to keep him. And also just on so Ten Hag's a factor for de Jong. If it was us and Chelsea and a bunch of other Champions League clubs in there, I'd feel like we're probably not that likely to get him, in all fairness, if there's other clubs actually going in for a bid. But because it's United with Ten Hag, Man United is one of the biggest clubs in world football still, even if we're not that good of a team on the pitch. We're still a huge club. And secondly, we've got Ten Hag, which is going to be a factor for somebody like Frenkie de Jong to want to come and play for us, right, guys? So that is an option. And then Ronaldo, he's also supposed to like Ten Hag. I mean, we got some quotes there from Fabrizio Romano that says Ronaldo's a big fan of Erik Ten Hag's work. For him, Ten Hag's not the problem. The real problem is the project, signings, and many steps of Man United. So that's really where it's at, guys. It's not the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't want to play for Ten Hag or anything. It's like, that's not the problem. That would only be a plus point, I think, for most players, even though he's not the hugest reputation manager. That would be a plus point, but it's just the rest of it that goes with it. The fact that we've got Europa League dross, the fact that we are in a project of a rebuild. It's going to take several years to get Manchester United back to being that sort of club that Ronaldo needs to be at right now for his age and his legacy. It's going to take a couple of years at the very least to get us back there. So it's not the most convincing of places to go if there's offers on the table from various different Champions League clubs. I'm worried about losing out on de Jong if there's a good offer that comes in for him, Les Comerford says, if de Jong doesn't want to come, then move on. I'm fed up this every year, taking forever to get players in. Oh, it's a joke, mate. Les Comerford, well said, bro. Well said, bud. Yeah, that's it. We need to move on ASAP. We've been talking about this for weeks, though. You could have gone back to a video I said 3 weeks ago, where I've literally said, look, this is taking a long time now, guys. This is getting a bit silly. If he doesn't want to come, let's just dead this deal off. If we can't reach an agreement quickly, as soon as possible with Barca, if they don't want to play ball, if they're hanging out for extra money or taking a long time to see what other business they're doing, let's just dead it off and move on to the next deal. Go and get Ruben Neves. Go and get Tielemans. Forget de Jong then. So I agree. I think things are just getting a little bit preposterous now, guys. They're a little bit ridiculous for us to still be in this situation where we're negotiating with them. We could still miss out on this guy. He could end up now going to Chelsea. Just imagine that, folks. Just imagine we negotiate for 4 weeks for them, do all the negotiations, get it down, there's an agreement in principle reported by Fabrizio Romano and various different people, 65 million euros plus 20 million euros in add-ons, all for him just to go to Chelsea for a couple of million euros more. I mean, what a sickening situation that would be. Doesn't even bear thinking about, really. So, yeah, there you go. It's Chelsea now in for de Jong as Georgia's being lined up as part of the delict deal, says Defender on the Bridge, or it could just be Barcelona putting that story out to raise de Jong's value to put the squeeze on Man United. Exactly, that's sort of what I said earlier on a little bit, actually, in regards to this situation. This news could be, of course, to try and get United to act a little bit quicker, to maybe be prepared to pay a little bit more upfront to get this transfer done. So you are right. It could just be put out from the whole Barca PR department here. You are spot on in order to get this this extra speed and extra money out of Manchester United. So you are spot on there. But also it is a worry when you hear that Chelsea are interested. Thank you, George Cabu, for subscribing to the channel there, my man. If you're new to the show, do what George has done and smash the subscribe and drop a like. We're approaching 200 likes. Thank you, everyone, for climbing aboard the Bacon Express today. It's a little bit of a somber mood, guys, because of how bad United have been this window with our transfers and with our recruitment and everything. And now the news is today, the biggest headlines, I get up today, I look at the news, and the biggest headlines are, Cristiano Ronaldo wanted by Chelsea. They're readying a 14 million-ish bid. Second is, Chelsea are now interested in de Ligt and de Jong. So you look at it that way, it's a terrible day because all we've heard is there's no more progressions really, apart from Eriksen is progressing and we're working on Lisandro Martinez, etc. But there's no more progressions. there's only dawdling going on from Man United still, and the De Jong situation is one of the worst sagas of the summer. Definitely, it's just going to seems like it's going to rage on. We've got to get an agreement in place. We've got to try and get reach that agreement with Barca soon. Try and get him before Chelsea are sniffing around him anymore. But like we've said, if we cannot get an agreement with De Jong, and if he really, heart of hearts, just wants to stay at Barcelona, then what's he coming to United for anyway? It's just because Barca are kicking him out. Doesn't really want to be here. You know what? Screw De Jong, guys. You know what? Screw De Jong. He's got lots of great qualities, and Ten Hag obviously wants him, and he's his guy. We can build a team around De Jong. But this situation's getting dire. We might end up spending the whole summer long negotiating for De Jong, only to lose him to Chelsea. Is that what we're prepared to do? Unbelievable. Worst saga ever, says Madhouse. It's one of them. I mean, I can remember the Jadon Sancho saga being absolutely horrendous as well. We had a saga for the likes of Harry Maguire, believe it or not, and also Bruno Fernandes, etc. So this is something not new to us as fans, not new to Man United. We're used to spending a long time getting these deals pushed down to the pennies. Hey there, Shadow Gaming. What's going on? How you been? I hope you're well, bud. Thank you for getting in here, pal. Manhouse says Pig wants Neves. I really rate Neves. I've always thought he would be a great sign. If it was up to me, and if United had proper ambition of a club that finished 6th behind City by 35 points, then we would have signed both De Jong and Neves by now. Then we would have spent a lot of money in order to do so, but we'd have done it, and that would have been the engine room sorted out. That would have been the midfield done. So that would have been up to me, but it's not up to me. It's up to these Glazer shithouses. Sven says, don't worry, Piggy. We'll make Ronaldo happy. I hope you're right, Sven. I mean, we've got to try and sign the right sort of players to do so, to convince him that we've got ambition this season to win something. Mark Harris says, Sancho's another underperformer. Yeah, he's not exactly set the world alight the season that he just come in. I still think that he's going to develop really, really well for us. He's only young, and the whole team was performing like cash last season. Imagine if he'd have slotted into City's team. He probably would have done a lot better just because it's a well-oiled machine. And let's face it, you know, that helps massively. It doesn't help coming into a team that's misfiring on all cylinders. Look at Ronaldo. Half the time, he couldn't even get any decent performances going because he just wasn't getting enough of the ball. So I do feel for Sancho coming in last season. I think this season will be much better for him. But you're right, he did underperform. He wasn't exactly amazing last season. All of those forward and wide players, really, apart from Ronaldo, need to massively step up, especially if Ronaldo is to go. But you know what? Do you know what, guys? You know what I think we need to do? I think we just need to chill out, go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over, folks. Honestly, that's what I feel. I feel like this is just it's a PR merry-go-round of nightmare proportions, folks. If we actually just bunker down, stick to our guns, say to Ronaldo, sorry, pal, you're a United player to the end of your contract. That's that. Enjoy it, my friend. Then what can you do? You can't really. He's still contracted here. He's still contracted, guys, and he's going to want to play. So I think we just need to wait for it all to blow over. Also, I hope that the De Jong deal does progress and get done very, very soon. I know I've just said, look, move on. But if we can just get that announced in the next few days, and then he joins up on us on tour in the preseason, then everything's good. We've got ourselves a real important cog in the midfield of Ten Hag's team. And that's only going to bode well for us because he's a Ten Hag type player. He's a quality player. And Ten Hag wants him for a reason because he knows what he's going to get from him. He knows he can control the game with his passing, his tempo, his vision, his creativity, all that sort of stuff. He can control these games of football for us. So Ten Hag's desperately wanting him, which is why we're still pushing for him and not going for another target in midfield at the moment. Oh, dear. So United are still unsure as well about over Cristiano Ronaldo's place on the preseason tour. Let's just ask the chat, guys. Do you think Ronaldo stays at home? Or do you think he goes on the tour? Let's have a little vote. Do you think he meets up with us soon? He's citing family reasons at the moment. There is no citing of issues with the lack of ambition. Okay, that's what's being put out there in the media. But there is nothing to suggest officially that the reasons are anything other than family issues. So do you think Ten Hag stays at home? Sorry, do you think Cristiano Ronaldo stays at home? Or does he come out with us on tour? Goes on tour, says Gabe. Ronaldo should drive the plane, says Mark Harris. Stays at home, says Madhouse. Revivalizer says no. Home, says Philip Chapman. Stays at home, says James. Wiggy says home. Nut says if someone else wants De Jong, he won't come to us. Good times. Maybe so, Nut. Depends who, doesn't it? But if Chelsea with their Champions League football want him, it is possible that he'd want to go to them instead of us. That's my concern. If there is genuinely a bid in for De Jong, then Man United could miss out. He's gone, says Chris Parker. Stay home to dye his napper, says Jason. He's staying at home. He's gone, says Palmeiras. Come on tour, says Les Comerford. Goes to the MLS, says Pyramid Scheme. He's not going to do that. He's looking for legacy here, pal. He's not looking for money. He's not looking for fame. He's already the most famous footballer in the world. He's looking for legacy, which is why he went back to Man United to try and win the Champions League. We did finish second the season before he came. He was expecting we'd do a lot better. Moves to Chelsea after staying at home, says 0703. You just had to say that, didn't you? Stay, says Jim. He's gone, says Subham Sandy. Can we not get a club in and get the Glazers a mechanic, says Daryl Blatt. They need a lot more than a mechanic, my friend. I think we need a, I don't know, a fucking mortician or something, mate, because this club is dead at the moment, pal, with those guys as the owners. Definitely. Robin, hey, welcome in, bud. We are going to have a big Q&A, by the way, at the end of this video, everyone, so please do stick around to the end of the show. For now, drop a like, because we're nearly... Oh, we just hit it, actually. Get in there, my son. Let's go. 200 likes, baby. Break out the red panties. We're not breaking out any red panties soon, guys, because United don't deserve it, do they? They don't deserve it. Crikey, I mean... I would be implementing the old Louis van Gaal treatment at the moment around the training ground with the squad. Nobody is allowed any sex whatsoever at the moment because you don't deserve it, guys. How's that? You have to win a game first. Louis van Gaal, what a legend. Anyway, so just in regards to some other players and stuff we're talking about, okay, Ronaldo's not expected that he's going to be on the tour. We do have a pre-season tour of Thailand and Australia. We're playing in Bangkok on the 12th against Liverpool. Now, you would think a committed Cristiano Ronaldo would be raring to go in that game to play with his new teammates. What new teammates? To play with the same old shite anyway, but to be raring to go in a game like that. Even though it's a pre-season friendly, right? So, third day in a row, he has not gone to training. The Times report that club chiefs are growing increasingly unsure of his place on the plane. Reports add that the attacker is unlikely to be fined, though, given the nature of his late return, because, of course, the fact of his family issues that he's citing. So he's unlikely to be fined. We have got games against the likes of Melbourne Victories, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa in Australia. And, in fact, one of the games in Australia was actually sold on the basis that Ronaldo would be playing. I think it's the game in Perth. Like, it was sold on the fact that, hey, look, this guy's definitely going to be featuring. So they'll probably have to give a whole bunch of refunds and free tickets there. So anybody who did buy a ticket to that game, you might get some sort of refund and be able to watch it anyway. Because that's what they literally represented it as Ronaldo's playing in Perth. And so if they've done that and he can't, what are they going to do? They're going to have to issue some refunds, mate. That's what I think. But anyway, Ronaldo ended this season with 24 goals in 38, 18 in the Premier League. Huge amount of goals that we have to try and replace. Very difficult to do so. Top clubs are linked with him. Chelsea, one of the biggest. Even Barcelona are linked with him at this moment in time. I just can't see Barcelona being a destination for him. People have done it before, though, guys, haven't they? Luis Figo, right? Didn't he he went straight from one to the other, didn't he? So it has happened before, and he is Portuguese vibes, and he is Figo vibes. Think about him. He knows, he knows who's gone before him and who's done what. But I very much doubt that would be the case, guys, that he would ever go to Barcelona. Could you just imagine, though? Maybe that would be a sweetener for the De Jong deal, not even being funny. Hey, look, guys, let's just stop being silly. You were going to spend, you wanted to get Lewandowski from Bayern Munich for a huge amount of money. They're holding out for like 50 mil for a 33-year-old. How's about you just give us 20 mil off the De Jong deal and you get Ronaldo, for fuck's sake? In some ways, it kind of makes a little bit of sense, guys. Give us a little bit of cash off De Jong. Stop being a bunch of fannies. Stop being a bunch of fannies and not agreeing this deal with us and taking ages about it. Waiting to see if you can get Lua. Just forget Lua. Take Cristiano and give us De Jong. It actually kind of makes a little bit of sense. The only thing is I don't see him going across to play for the rivals of Real Madrid at all, Just don't see that happening. Give him Ronaldo and Slabby Maguire, says John O'Connor. If Chelsea sign Ronaldo, they end up cashed like us, says Philip Chapman. I disagree, mate. People say that he's the reason why we were poor last season and why we dropped off from second place. I couldn't disagree more, folks. I still think Ronaldo is a match winner for anyone, really, and good enough to play for any top team. If you can, okay, stylistically, it's important. You've got to get the team playing the correct way with him. But if you can do that, then Ronaldo is one of the best goal scorers around still. Ronaldo can hit home runs for fun, says Mal. Precisely, that's the sort of guy he is. He doesn't even really need that many good opportunities. Just get him in the right areas, give him the ball, and he will clutch you a few games and stuff like that because he's just such an unbelievable talent. Sean says thank you very much, United Tonight Die. Sean says if he joins Chelsea as a neutral fan, I'll be disgusted in him for everything Man United have given him. He's not joining Chelsea, my friend. Don't worry about that, Sean. I agree, mate. If he actually did that, firstly, I'd be disgusted with Manchester United. Then disgusted, secondly, with Ronaldo. But I'd be disgusted with United for even accepting, even entertaining a deal like that to Chelsea. And then, of course, for Ronaldo, for him to even want to go and play for a rival like that. But as I mentioned earlier on, I just don't think that Chelsea's even that high up on the list for Ronaldo. Firstly, there's the rivalry. Firstly, there's the undoing of his legacy at Manchester United and the fact that the fan base, people that love him would turn on him. He doesn't want that really, guys. You know, he doesn't want that really. There's just too much. There's too much backlash, I think, for a move to Chelsea. And then also, he's not even guaranteed to win the league. He might be the difference maker, but he's not guaranteed to win the league. He's not guaranteed to win any cups. They are a good side who are competing for all things, but that doesn't mean they're good. It's not one of the most convincing. It's not like Liverpool or City right now. If it was Liverpool or City, he's more guaranteed to win a trophy. He's more likely to have a successful time. Chelsea's season is somewhat up in the air, just with what's gone on. They've had a change of ownership recently, of course. Bowley's now the owner. He seemed quite ambitious. They do seem to be going after people, but it's still up in the air as to what their team's going to look like this season, etc. So, didn't his goals win more games than anyone else last season? Son and Bowen after that. Yeah, there you go, exactly. And also, I believe the stats, at least in the league, were for every game that Cristiano Ronaldo did not play for Man United, we lost. Or we didn't win it, sorry. We only won games that Cristiano Ronaldo started in for Manchester United, essentially, which just goes to show you how crap we are without Ronaldo. But, I mean, season before, we finished second without Ronaldo, Sancho and Varane. So there is different ways to play football. You don't have to play with Ronaldo at the top of your pitch. And if it means Ronaldo gets sold, it means we sign other players. We sign a proper young quality striker who's maybe getting better. And we also sign a lot of other players. Maybe we do go and get Tielemans and some quality players. Then we could have a better team that just scores and provides more goals all throughout the whole of the side rather than just relying on one guy at the top. So it does have it has its pluses and minuses, a Ronaldo departure. If Ronaldo goes, you get a little cash back. He is 30, so it's got its negatives. You're losing out on commercial opportunities, you're missing out on shirt sales, money, goals. He isn't a goal scoring machine, etc. But also, maybe it would mean that the team would be better. Maybe it would mean that we'd have to strengthen in other areas of the team. And therefore, maybe it would be all a case of, rather than having this star guy at the top of the pitch, we're more of a team, more of a unit. That's got to be said as well. There is something for that. You don't want somebody here who's just throwing the toys at the pram, who clearly wants to go, thinks he's too good for everybody else. And you know what? He is too good for everyone else. He is too good for Man United right now because, crikey, he's not a Europa League standard player even at his age. So, yeah, he is too good for us at this moment in time, guys. Will Bruno play false nine, says M? I suppose that's a possibility, isn't it? Bruno Fernandes, if you look at his first 18 months, goal scoring galore at United. He's definitely got an eye for goal. Maybe he could play in that role. I mean, he was played once or twice there by Rangnick, actually, this season. And it didn't look good. But hey, look, neither did any of the other games, and none of the players did. So if he's put in a good team and they're working on that in preseason and Bruno's playing as a false nine, yeah, possibly. I could see it happen. I could. Which would also mean we could utilize Eriksen at the same time, possibly. And play him in a different position. I don't know. But it just seems to me like, we need to get a proper goal scorer, a proper striker in there, proper forward in there. Somebody to come in and try and replace the goals of Cristiano Ronaldo. Mickey Kramer, what's going on, Mickey Kramer? You absolute don. Chris Koo says he's too good for the players, but not the club. No matter how bad it is, United right now. So right, Chris Koo. I mean, he does deserve, maybe should be giving us a little bit more respect right now. We are paying him big money to be here. Could perhaps be turning up for training at the very least. If we want to get a move, if he wants to leave, if we can work on some deals with other clubs, fine. But he could still turn up to training, couldn't he? I agree. Herodi says, I think Ronaldo should stay. With the balls, Eriksen will play him, says Herodi. Yeah, there you go. So Eriksen coming in. But what about the rest of the midfield? That's what Ronaldo's problem is. He's looking at that midfield going, fucking hell, Shotty McTominay and Freddie Fred in the centre of the park there. That's going to be gash. Unless we do get De Jong and some other quality players in, they're not going to get as many chances. Nathan Best says, Bruno false nine, Tom Heaton false teeth. Nathan Best, you're the best around, my man. I hope you're good today, pal. Ronaldo travels on tour, says Chidori Dubs. Hope you're right, pal. That'd be great. Mount says, are we going to announce anyone today? Even the kit? Don't think so, but wasn't the kit pushed back till tomorrow? Or maybe it was today, actually. I'm not too sure, but hey, look, we haven't announced anybody today. In regards to Eriksen, let's talk about Eriksen, guys. So Eriksen's incoming. That's due to be announced anytime soon. So, yeah, great. Okay, we knew about that one. I'm not getting too excited about him. He's still just another backup player, really. But there are contracts. So Fab said contracts are being checked by lawyers this morning. And then Christian Eriksen will be unveiled as a new Manchester United player on a 3-year deal. Get in there, my son. It feels right. What's the point of saying get in there, my son, to sign in basically two free transfers? I know we paid for Malacia, but we sold Andreas Pereira, so we've spent nothing. Then Christian Eriksen will be unveiled. Eriksen has confirmed his decision to other clubs. He's joining Man United as Ten Hag has strongly wanted it. It's a great signing, guys, whichever way you look at it. I know we've had a shit window. This individual signing is a brilliant one because he's somebody that's going to come in and compete with Bruno Fernandes, potentially keep Bruno at the side if he deserves it, and also provide that depth and cover and quality there as well, and different options. And he's a classy player, technical player. So I really rate Christian Eriksen as a signing. Plus, you can't really do much better than getting this guy for free. He's literally cost us no money whatsoever. Well, that's not true. There's agent fees, there's signing on fees, there's wages. However, but in terms of like an initial upfront fee, he hasn't cost us anything. So it's a great, great signing. Yeah, Haroli, you know too well yourself, Bud, being a Tottenham fan. He says, Eriksen's class, Pigo. Think he'll be more than a backup. Fair play, well. Okay, so it depends on the formation and the system that Ten Hag's going to play. We did this vote the other day in the live chat. Maybe I'll ask the chat with a poll, but let me just ask you all verbally first. Who do you think starts in the centre attacking midfield role under Ten Hag? Eriksen or Bruno? Let me know what you think. I'm going to get a poll on the go as well for that one because I like that question. Hey, Leah Rose, what's going on? Says, yo, Baker Brigade, smash a like for the Don Pig. Also, can you wish Chrissy a happy 40th, please, Piggo? Oh, shit, sorry. Chrissy J. I didn't realise it was your birthday today. Leah, you absolute legend. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chrissy. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Guys, can we get some birthday cake emojis in there for Chrissy? Happy 40th, mate. That's a banger, lad. 40 years of age, man. Get in there, you Don. Everyone, wish one of our channel member legends and long-time Dons, Chrissy J, a happy birthday. Thank you so much, Leah. No worries, Leah. All the best to you. Hope you're having a great day. Make sure you give Chrissy a wonderful 40th birthday. And thank you so much for getting in here, as always, and drumming up the likes as well. Thank you very much. So I can see a lot of people wanting Eriksen in the live chat here. Bruno. Let's have a little vote. Leah wants Bruno. Let's have a little vote. Who starts for Ten Hag? Let's have a look. So we got Eriksen, we got Bruno. Let's have a vote in the chat. I'm going to get a poll on the go. Only 4 likes off of 250 likes, guys. Keep smashing that thumbs up button. It helps the channel, helps boost us out there. And that's how YouTube measure your worth, apparently. I don't know. But if you want to help us, then please do smash the like. It's free. You might as well. Drop a like and all that jazz. Nice. Also, if you're new to this show, guys, smash the 69 in the chat if everyone who's new to this show should subscribe. There's a free button there. It says subscribe. Click it. We're almost at 60,000. We've got a lot of legends in this community here. It's not just a United fan channel. It's a community. So yeah, shout out to all the legends in here, and thank you for everyone who put a 69 in the chat, which is nobody at the moment. Sativa Breeder says Eriksen over Bruno for me. Says IQ Insane. Eriksen hasn't won anything, says Marcus. Yeah, that's because he's been playing for those shithouses Spurs. But yeah, like Haroli said, Eriksen's a quality player. Look, when he went into Spurs, I really wanted him. Guys. He was a fantastic signing for them. I think they signed him for like 12 mil at the time. It was a bargain, and he proved to be an instant success and just a quality player for them for several years. It's a shame, real shame what happened to him a couple of years ago, obviously playing for Denmark with the Euros, wasn't it? With the heart attack that he actually had. It's miraculous, really, that this guy's actually still playing football. Do you know what, guys? I wouldn't be playing football if I was not being funny. He's fucking brave as Christian Eriksen. That's why I like him. He's obviously got a proper good mentality, this guy. Because I wouldn't be doing it if I was him and I'd nearly died from running around the pitch playing football. And let's face it, it's a strenuous activity. You know, these players are pushing themselves to the limits for 90 minutes often. And crikey, I mean, if you nearly die on the football pitch and you've still got the wherewithal to come back and get back on that horse, when you know at some point a similar situation may happen, could happen, you've got to say that that's pretty impressive. Mark Nurse says he has a pacemaker in his heart. I don't think he does have a pacemaker, does he? I think he's got like a personal defibrillator or something that would start his heart if it stops. I could be wrong on that, but he's got like a defibrillator if it stops. But that doesn't stop the fact that it's scary having a fucking heart attack, pal. You know what I mean? Even if you've got a pacemaker, even if you've got even if you've got a defibrillator or a pacemaker, then it's still fucking dodgy, isn't it? It's still bloody dodgy if you've literally had a cardiac arrest a couple of years ago. If that's the case, why is Fabrice Muamba not playing? Why did he retire? He retired, I guess, because there's less chance of him dying if he's not playing football, right? I guess that's the reason. So that's the one I'm saying, is that Eriksen, fair play to him. He's obviously got a good mentality. So hopefully he'll be okay. Yeah, he has an internal defib, says Tom. Excellent. So that's good. He was great at Brentford. I totally agree with you, Licky T. He does, says Nathan. Christ, nearly have a heart attack from Hoover in the house, says Chris Goo. Fair point. I mean, look, I just think it's just good mentality that he wants to come back and play football. That's all I'm saying. It's a plus point. The fact that he's had a heart attack, he's had a cardiac, and he still wants to come back and play top-level football, I'd say fair play to him. Because we've seen people that happened to that have to retire because, let's face it, I guess it is a little bit risky continuing. So I just think that it's a great signing for Manchester United, though, and he is incoming, guys. So Christian Eriksen, contracts will be checked by lawyers, and then Christian Eriksen will be unveiled as a new United player on a 3-year deal. So that is not expected to take too long. Could be later today, could be tomorrow. Very soon that the announcement's coming from the club. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Mark. He's not a 90-minute player. Can't play 90 mins. Sativa says, I'm 62. I had a heart attack. It's terrifying. I don't run anywhere. His class lives beyond his fitness. That's right, Sativa. I could imagine it would be very scary, man. Chris Koo, member chat says, Tom, have I missed something? Oh, Tom. I'm so sorry I missed your highlighted member comment, bro. You bloody legend. He supported this channel for 29 months. Everyone, can we get hashtag 29 in there for Tom, lad? Looking very, very summery in that pool there, my son. He says, who should be captain next season? Next poll? Tom, we actually did that yesterday, boss. The answer was De Gea. Everyone said De Gea. But we could do it again now. Guys, who should be Man United's captain next season? Let us know in the chat. But I think most people were saying Bruno, De Gea. That was pretty much it. Ronaldo was obviously the number one choice before this all happened. But now with the likeliness of him staying being lower, well, not many people are saying Cristiano at the moment. Hashtag 29, get in there, Tom. Thank you so much for supporting this show and being a member of this channel for nearly 3 years now, you bloody legend. Seriously, 29 months a member of this channel. That is insane to the membrane, my lad. Get in. Thank you very much for supporting all that time. De Gea is the only option. Woody says De Gea. Yep. Madhouse says De Gea. Ronaldo says Gabe. De Gea says Tyler. De Gea says Mark Oliver. Russell Brand says Mark Harris. Bruno, for me, I don't like goalkeeper being captain, says Wiggy. Blinn plays with a placemaker. Interesting, Mr. Miyagi. De Gea says Sativa. Eriksen says James. Yeah, De Gea now for captain, says Jim. Most people suggesting De Gea. De Gea makes the most sense from a consistency point of view, from a standard point of view, from an ability point of view, from a personality point of view, from a not being a complete melter shithouse point of view, and also not being a complete fucking Jonah, letting us down every single bloody week point of view, and from not being a too big bollocks point of view, and from shirking away from responsibility point of view. In a lot of ways, he's way superior than somebody like Slabby Maguire. Hey, nice one, Herodi, bro. He says we got 269 likes. Sue. Thank you, Herodi, for the likes tally. No, we're close to... Let's have a like spike, guys. Let's have a Bacon Brigade like spike. See if we can get to 300. Nice one. You love a midfielder captain. Me too, Ali. The best United captains, in my opinion. And some people may disagree with this. I mean, Robbo's a little bit before my time, but you've got to say him. Captain Marvel, one of the best captains in United's history, right? Midfielder. Roy Keane, midfielder. You know, I think it is good to have a captain as a midfielder. I agree with you. Somebody's in the engine room, somebody's involved in most of the action. You're right. I mean, it's not the most important. We've seen great captains at United who are, centre forwards. We've seen great captains who are centre backs. We've seen great captains, in football throughout the world who are goalkeepers as well. People like Casillas. So it is highly possible you can have a good goalkeeper as your captain, and essentially all the teams should be leading and captaining themselves anyway. Roy Keane says IQ and saying Keane was the best, says Mr. Miyagi. Keane was the best in history. It's between Keane and Robbo, those sort of guys, I think, for United, in recent era anyway. There are some great ones. Yeah, Mr. Miyagi says Vieira, Lampard, Gerrard. Okay, Captain Keno never be topped. He's probably the best, yeah. He was just so ferocious. He was, and in terms of like, one thing you cannot do as a captain if you're a goalkeeper is really be involved in all the action in regards to the officials. And people might say, oh, this is cheating. It's not cheating. It's what happens in the game these days, rightly or wrongly. But when you get in the rest face after a foul, that sort of level of responsibility should be with a captain as well. And if the goalkeeper's right back in his goal, it's just more difficult to do that sort of thing. It's like I saw a quote from Mark Clattenburg earlier on, actually, randomly. I don't know when it was from. But it basically said, he literally said, he was a referee in the Premier League. If you don't know who he is, you probably do. Mark Clattenburg. Anyway, he retired now, but he was a Premier. And he has a quote from him saying, "So I remember the first few times that I refereed Roy Keane. He was such an animal that there was a goal kick once, and I knew it was a goal kick, but he shouted at me, and so I gave him a corner." You know what I mean? He literally said that. No wonder refereeing's fucking shot in this country, mate. But he literally said that as quotes from him. Shocking, really. But what I'm saying is there is some influence that can be had by midfielders, you know. Yeah, that's right, Madhouse. Yeah, exactly. You need a bastard in midfield, mate. A complete shithouse in midfield. I agree. That's what you need, bud. Vidic was a good captain, Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, great shout. Stevie Bruce says Arsenal side. Debentos 2 says Mark Harris. We'll cover that again in a little bit. We've covered it already in this video, but we'll talk about it again in a little bit. I don't think anything new has come out since. I'll just have a look at the updates coming through. Interesting. So Fabrizio Romano has actually, there's some from info from his YouTube that says United have held discussions with Dybala's agents. So that's still a thing. We can talk about that in a minute as well. But in regards to Jong, I don't think anything new's come out since we've started watching this video. So interesting. Look at the poll, guys. I set a poll up a little while ago in the chat, and just to ask you guys, who do you think starts as the first choice player for Ten Hag in his new team? Will it be Eriksen or will it be Bruno? And it's very close, folks. I can actually see 52% of the vote think Bruno Fernandes will start. 48% say Eriksen. Wow, that's very, very close. Statistically speaking, if you look at what Bruno did when he first came in for 18 months, he was one of the best players in the world. So I'm going on this. I'm not going on last season because he was absolutely awful. What I love about this signing is it gives us competition there, it gives us depth. And if Bruno's not going to perform, if he is going to give the ball away a lot and be erratic like he was under Rangnick and Oli last season, then he'll be dropped and Eriksen will come in, who is a great technical player. Bruno's a great technical player too. I personally think, though, his passing was too erratic last season. I think maybe, though, it's down to a lot of the coaching. Once we've reined him in a little bit, once Ten Hag has got this new style and we've informed Bruno of the job we're expecting of him to do, and we don't know what that job is yet. He could be playing as a false nine. We don't actually know yet. He could be really good again. I don't buy this whole thing. Bruno's gash now. I see that the special one. He says Bruno out. He's gash now. I don't buy that, bud. He was too good for too long for him to just lose all of that overnight. I think he's a classy individual who just needs an arm around him and just needs to be brought back into being an absolute don. I think he's quality, to be fair. I think he's quality. I've never, in fact, over the last 5, 6, 7 years, he's the player that sticks out in my head as being the most United-esque sort of new signing that we've been able to pull off. Because he came in and just set the world alight for a long time. I love his mentality too, Nas. He never stops running, never stops working. If he has had a lot of bad games this season, it's not for lack of trying, put it that way. Whereas some other players, it is for lack of trying. But for him, it's not for want of trying, definitely not. Yeah, Jim, maybe having Eriksen under his breath, Bruno might start to fire. Exactly, that's what I'm saying as well. Bruno will probably be a false nine, says Phil Berry. Could be, couldn't it? Yep, could be. Bruno fell to the level around him, says Daryl Platt. That's also the case. He's caught the disease at United. Look, you could get bang off car tomorrow, says Thomas. Sin Game says, Chelsea fans already doing the sue. That is disgusting, mate. That's not going to happen, is it? I mean, they're not going to sign Chelsea Sin Games. Chelsea aren't going to sign Ronaldo Sin Games, in all fairness. We won't sell him to them. It just won't happen. Now, it depends on who get in confidence will be sky high again. Bruno at any time will be sensational, says United till I die. Yeah, that's it. He needs confidence, doesn't he? He needs an arm around him. He needs Ten Hag to get the team firing. And once Bruno is feeling comfortable in that new system, I'm sure he's going to start kicking on. Yeah, Caesar says Bruno's going to kick on again this season. I think so too. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think Bruno Fernandes is going to have a boss season under Ten Hag. Smash a 2 if you disagree and you think he's going to do what he did this season and stutter and stumble and splutter and just have a gash-tastic mess. Mark says Eriksen at his worst is better than Bruno. No, not at all. I mean, Bruno at his best is better than anyone. So what are we saying here? At his worst, at his best. Bruno at his best is better than Eriksen at his best, in my opinion. Just look at those 18 months that Bruno was here. How do you match those statistics? Eriksen's never matched those statistics in the Premier League. I don't even need to look because I know that Bruno, while he's first here for the first 18 months, his stats were otherworldly. So it doesn't even... I disagree. I think Bruno at his best is about as good a player as we could hope to have. It's just getting him at his best. Yeah, he is the Portuguese Magnifico, VK Dean. Bruno's not had a good coach, guys. Remember that, says T-Mill. Also, that doesn't help, does it? Bruno is amazing at his best, says Mark Nurse. Sensational, says United Till I Die. Peak Partner says yes, and Licky T also. You're really worried about this De Jong situation, says RJ. Me too, dude. We can't believe we just let Chelsea sniff around for this guy. It's unreal. Resign Juan Mata, says the Diamond. I agree, Vicky Dean. He says Bruno on form is the best cam in the world. I agree. So a lot of people bang on about Kevin De Bruyne. Now the last year, you can't compare, guys. Kevin De Bruyne has had a much better year than Bruno Fernandes, right? But compare the previous 18 months that Bruno was at United and De Bruyne at City. Compare those two 18 months. You can make a strong argument that Bruno's better over that 18 months than Kevin De Bruyne, for fuck's sake. So this is a classy player we're talking about. It's just getting him back to being in that form that he was in that 18 months as opposed to the last 12 months where he was crap. Piggy, what's going on there, Niall Kane, mate? Eriksen is better than Bruno all day, says Real Bro. Interesting, a lot of people think that's the case. Everything seems so gash now. I'm starting to feel... It's interesting, isn't it? Footballers' opinions. I think Christian Eriksen's a great player. Always wanted him at United. Technically fantastic. Set pieces for days. Free kicks, corners, crosses, free kicks. Everything's brilliant with Eriksen. He's such a technical player. Love him. Love him. I still think Bruno Fernandes is a better player, though. And that's me and my opinion. You know, I do think he's better because I've seen him absolutely tear it up to the point where he was unplayable for a long time. If he can recreate or re-emulate that sort of level of performances, he's going to be amazing for us again. Bruno, hands down, was better than De Bruyne the last 2 years before last season, says Mark Nurse. Maguire's the worst captain in history, says Thomas Cumberton. Definitely agree with you there, bud. Bruno was a good boxer, ask Harry, says Apollo. Modric is better than all of them, says Madhouse. Well, fair enough. Modric is absolutely insane, even still at his age. IQ Insane says, seriously, Pig, you comparing him to Kevin De Bruyne? I am, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying he's better than him now. Obviously, De Bruyne has had a great last season. Oh, dude, Haroli's just become a member of the Patreon. Haroli, you bloody legend, man. Thank you so much for becoming a... I don't even know what tier that is, but it's not the first one. You're a bloody legend, mate. Guys, can we all just get a love heart in the live chat there for Haroli? Thank you so much, because he's just become a Patreon member, mate. Thank you so much. You didn't have to go and do that, lad. What a legend. Thank you very much, Haroli. Let's get some love hearts in there. He says, about time, mate. You're a bloody legend, Haroli. Thank you so much for supporting on Patreon. Patreon is one of the best ways you can support, if you don't know, actually, guys, because they don't take much of a fee. Oh, Ellie, thank you very much for getting in there. Nice one. Thank you. How are you doing today, Ellie? She's put a link to my gaming channel in there. I'll pin that at the top. If you're not subscribed to Flying Pig Gaming, please do subscribe to Flying Pig Gaming. I'm actually going to be a little bit, what's the word? Lacking in content over there for a little while, though, because my brother and his fam are over. So, you know, just spending a lot of time with those legends, catching up. So, not going to be too much on the gaming channel at the moment, but that will be back. So, yeah, go and subscribe to that channel. Thank you so much, Ellie. Chris Koo, what's happening, bro? Thank you for the super chat, my son. He says, give Bruno a chance. If he's gash again, bench. Spot on, absolutely. He should be the starter. He should be the first choice at the moment. And if he falls by the wayside, if he fails to perform, or if Eriksen's looking like he can come in and do something and it's better than him in training or better than him in some cameo appearances that he gets, then we could see him force his way into the side. Thank you, Shoma Foreman. Thank you, bro. Yeah, we like to get everyone involved on this channel, mate. This isn't just a regular news show. We interact with the chat. We let everybody have their say. So we stick on here for a good little bit of time and let everyone do that. So we'll have a Q&A at the end. I haven't even got into all the news yet, folks. Crikey. So, yeah, Anthony is camp. We're still trying to unlock an agreement there. He's still injured at the moment, so there's not really too much to be concerned about there anyway. It's not an imminent transfer. It could be one towards the end of the window. Also, just some quotes from Erik ten Hag in regards to Lisandro Martinez. He said, at the beginning of the 2019-20 season, we were looking for a brain for central midfield. We knew Martinez had played there, but could he do it in Ajax's system? We tried him there, and we saw very good things. So, I mean, I think this guy is predominantly a centre-back. However, he can come in and play DM. We're still working on Lisandro Martinez, by the way, guys. We're pushing for it. The latest update 6 hours ago from Mike Verway, which just says that Lisandro Martinez it's pushing for Ajax to sell him for a realistic transfer fee. Both the €40 million offer from Arsenal and the €45 million from Man United have been refused. So that's the sort of latest from Mike Verwey. They're pushing for a bit more money. They're looking for close to that 50 million. It's expected we'll go in and probably be able to clutch the deal at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later, because we need this guy in, don't we? We do have some reports that say it's really just a matter of time that United could get this deal done. Arsenal are not expected to be able to poach him out from under us because of the Ten Hag connection. As long as United are prepared to play ball with Ajax's valuation, he can be ours, and really it'll just be a pretty quick deal we could get done very soon. Also, a report from Fabrizio this the morning that said Andreas Pereira is in London today in order to undergo medical tests as a new Fulham player. Paperwork's already been signed with Man United. Contract will be valid until June 2026 with option. See you later on, son. 75 appearances this guy for United. Bloody hell. I can only remember about 5. And I only remember them because they're absolutely crap. So there you go. See you later, Andreas Pereira. Good luck to him. He's a nice guy. Good luck to him. Hope he has a great time of it for them. We've got ourselves a great bit of cash for that bank. Now let's bloody spend it on someone. Oh, okay, so Frankie de Jong to Man United held up by £17 million deferred wage debt. This is a report from various different outlets as well that Barca negotiated deferment during the pandemic with the midfielder, and the size of the amount owed is delaying completion of the sale. So that's what some of the reports are as well. Whether or not there's strong basis for that is another question, but they are reporting that essentially the amount of money that he's owed is a lot because he agreed to defer his payments during the pandemic to help the club out a little bit. That's what some reports are saying anyway. And we're very confident of getting Lissandro. Chelsea have entered the race for de Jong. Chelsea are interested in Ronaldo. Chelsea have also entered the race for De Ligt apparently as well. Another target, or should be target, at Manchester United, a player that we should be looking to bring in because of that Ten Hag vibe, because of that Dutch vibe, but also because he's a quality player, he's a top-tier player. If we signed him, it'd be brilliant. Instead, we're looking around for fucking OG Nice's centre-back, Jean-Claire Todibo, apparently. He's been circulated around at Manchester United, reports some sources that suggest that we're looking at this guy. I mean, come on now. But anyway, there's options for Manchester United, but we're just not persevering or progressing with any of them. Deal is expected for Anthony this summer, but it won't be a long time. Eriksen has confirmed his decision to other clubs. He's joining Man United as Erik ten Hag strongly wanted him. This is via Fabrizio Romano. Rio Ferdinand's been quoted as saying on Eriksen, I think Christian Eriksen is a squad player. He doesn't come as a starter. I would be very surprised if he comes as a starter. I don't see him taking Bruno Fernandes out of the team. And that is how I view the situation as well. I think he'll be coming in to be a rotationary player. We've got a lot of competitions, Europa League, League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League. And of course, we need more players to come in and do the job and provide us cover for when somebody gets a knock or an injury. I think he'll be coming in to be playing a backup role, but maybe, just maybe, be able to force his way into the side. He is a quality player, there's no doubt in it. And for the price of free, he's an excellent, excellent signing. So, guys, let's get into the live chat for a Q&A. If you're just joining us, there's the rundown. The biggest story is really Cristiano Ronaldo is wanted by, apparently Chelsea are preparing an official bid for him. And they're also reported to have now an interest in Frankie de Jong also. So Chelsea are causing us some bloody issues here. I don't think Ronaldo's going to Chelsea, and I really hope that we can just push through and get the de Jong deal wrapped up for us. It would be absolutely embarrassing and just not even worth thinking about if he went to Chelsea in the end. So United just need to push for de Jong. The Ronaldo situation, that'll sort itself out, won't it? I say we stand firm on it. We wait for a good offer until a good offer comes in from a club abroad. Don't sell him to any club in the UK. Don't sell him to any club in England, I mean. But wait for a good offer to come from abroad. If it does, then brilliant, sell him. Get somebody else. If not, then sorry, Ronaldo, you're staying, bud, even though you are too good for this Europa League setup guff at the moment. You're contractually our player. We're paying you the money. That's that. Sulk and cry all you want, but you're here until next summer, lad. Stay in the reserve, stay in Portugal, whatever you want. That's the way it is. You have to be fined all the week's wages. We'll use that money to buy somebody else. And we'll also still sell Ronaldo shirts, etc. So I don't feel like Ronaldo's the GOAT to me. He's a great man for coming back here to begin with, but he's also taking a piss a little bit now, mate. At least turn up for training. At least make yourself available. At least go on the tour. Don't just put it out through your agent or through the media that you're not happy looking for a new club. Right now, it's not the best time to be doing it. We're trying to sign players. We're trying to convince key players to come. So as much as I love Ronaldo, I just wish this was done a month ago. It's not really his fault, though, that the lack of ambition at the football club is so bad that it's made him change his mind. That's essentially what's happened. He was prepared to give us a chance. And now his mind has been changed by the fact we haven't signed any good enough players. He's looking around the dressing room at all the gash-tastic players we've signed thinking, crikey, what are we supposed to win with this band of merry melters? Guys, we smashed 300 likes on the stream. Sue! Everyone, thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer then and have a big Q&A with you folks now. So get your thoughts and opinions in. You've been hearing me ramble on for a long time. Let's put a sock in it. Let's hear your thoughts about the situations and anything we've discussed. Get your thoughts and opinions in. I'll try to read as many out as we can. By the way, Licky T, I'm not reading any caps lock messages. And Marky Harris, stop shouting in the chat. Get the caps lock off. Licky T, James says, if we keep Ronnie hostage, then no one will come. We will get a bad reputation with players, says James T. Absolutely, James. Okay, fair enough. But clubs do it. Clubs do it. If you really don't want to be here, okay, I guess we can what? Terminate a contract by mutual agreement. Then he's free to sign for somebody else, free to sign for our rivals. We're not going to do that. I'd rather see us literally let him rot away for a year. And I love Ronaldo. I'd rather see us do that than him just go and join somebody on a free. That's not the way to do it, guys, I don't think. He's an asset. They can sell shirts galore. Commercial entities, etc., are interested in us having a player like that. Not that I care about that stuff. That's the Glazer shithouse stuff. But still, though, it is a factor. He's got value to him. Don't just let somebody with great value who's a great player go for nothing. It doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up to me. Ronaldo has given his all to the club. If he wants to leave, let him leave, says Jogo. Bayern always does it, says Mark Nurse. Absolutely, absolutely sing games. Caps lock monkeys. You'd sell Cristiano to MLS, says IQ Insane. Yeah, okay, fair enough, IQ Insane, but he wouldn't go. He wouldn't want to go, pal. He's too good for the MLS, and he knows that. Not tonight, Corey Murphy, unfortunately not, pal. Juve does it, says Mark. This is what happens when you diver, says Philip Chapman. Exactly, leaving the door open for other clubs to come in. T-Mail says Orange United. If only T-Mail, but it's not Orange United at the moment, is it? The only player we got in who's Orange is Malacia so far. We got De Jong in and Anthony. Maybe we could call ourselves Orange United, but certainly not at the moment. David Day says still have to pay his wages if you make him stay. If he plays and trains, you do. In which case, great. We've got ourselves a player who's playing and scoring goals. If he doesn't turn up to training, though, David, you don't have to pay him. You can fine him 2 weeks' wages every single bloody week. Or, you don't have to pay him at all. If he's being unprofessional and doesn't turn up, now you just fine him every single week. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Liam Mate says, we need to cover some of Frankie de Jong's lost wages if he signs. Not right, but if he is the man of the future, we need to pay. We paid more for less. Exactly, if that's all that's holding up the deal, it's pathetic, isn't it? Pay the money, convince him to get give him this wages, and let's be having you. Thank you for subscribing there, Millie Bitchell. Appreciate you hitting the old subscribe button there. Nice one. Rob Forster says, so if this is the new United as per the board, we have gotten better or worse? Right now, Rob, we are worse than we were last season, pal, I think. In my humble opinion, we're worse because we've lost 6 players. Those 6 players, half of them were no good. But the other half, like Mata and Matic, they were decent players. So we got rid of I got rid of 6 players. That's half of a starting 11 of a team. And we haven't replaced them yet. Even the 2 players you've brought in are arguably just squad players. So I'm very concerned that we've had a player like Paul Pogba go out and we haven't signed a suitable replacement yet. I'm concerned we've had a player like Edinson Cavani leave and we haven't signed a suitable replacement yet. I'm very concerned that Ronaldo could potentially be leaving. We haven't signed a suitable replacement yet. And the list goes on and on. Send him to the reserves, as I could say. Right, okay, so guys, do you think we should keep or sell Ronaldo? Let us know, guys, or on a free. Keep, sell, or just get rid. Let us know what you think. I honestly, I know it's a little bit unrealistic, and I know perhaps people will say, oh yeah, but you don't want a one-way player on your hands. Just keep the guy, guys. I'd just be ruthless now. Fair enough, don't turn up then. If that's really what it is, I don't want to see another football club benefit from us being a bunch of pussies. Fair enough. Look, let's just keep him. Let's just keep him hostage, man. Licky T says keep. Tail7 says keep. Sell, says James. But if he wishes to leave, he can, says Lewis Connor. Fair enough. Well, I kind of disagree. He clearly does want to leave, it seems. But I don't want him to leave. Fergie didn't want him to leave 1 year before he went to Real Madrid. He convinced him to stay. He took his foot down. He said, no, you're giving me 1 more year, then you can go. You know, that's what you got to do. Sell, says James. Sell abroad, says Madhouse. Get rid now, says Chris Barker. Completely agree, says Tail7. CZ says, keep him, Piggy. He's a professional. He will knuckle down if we don't sell him. Precisely. I keep talking about this, but it's true. So Harry Kane last summer, guys, wanted to leave Spurs. City were in for him, and he wasn't happy about the lack of opportunities to win the league, Champions League, and it wasn't going to happen. They did stand firm, though, and they refused to sell him, and the window closed, and as soon as the window closed, Kane's on Instagram putting a post, right, let's fucking do this then, here's the season, let's be having you. Because he knows he's not going to play any football otherwise. He can't kick up a fuss and sit in the reserves and get fined all his wages all year. No. He's going to have to play. And so the same thing will happen with Ronaldo if we stay firm. Hey, Aaron, how's it going, man? He says, keep. Hope you're good today, Mr. Aaron, you don. You think keep, but I'm two minds really, says Chris Koo. Keep unless we get a top world-class replacement, says Jim Watkins. Well, let me just get to this. Sorry, guys, this chat's going mad. Let me scroll to the bottom of the chat, otherwise I'm going to get too far behind. Also, I'm going to end this poll so we can see the chat a bit better. But look at that, guys. Who starts for Ten Hag, Eriksen or Bruno? Guess what? The chat is literally 50-50 here. 50% Eriksen, 49% Bruno. So, in fact, 50.0 something. So, slightly more for Eriksen than Bruno. Bruno's got 49 point something. We can't see the decimal place. But there you go. Awesome. I'm not too bad. Thank you, Aaron, mate. Enjoying seeing the Famalam. 0 Degrees. Thank you for your $2 Aussie dollar super chat, my friend. He says, last season's results. If he wants to go, let him go. Okay, fair enough. I like your style there, 0 Degrees. I wondered who you got in your basement, Piggy, says James too. Keep and play 2 cams, says Matty Blue Eyes. Interesting. 1% of people got killed, says CZ. Eriksen's class, happy with that. Transfers to ZX Flames. Get rid. He wants to go, says Chris. Sell him for 15 million into the Frankie de Jong pot. Liam, we mentioned it earlier. If there's a possibility, it's worth exploring. Try and send him to Barca, honestly, because they're working on getting Lewandowski for a lot of money. 50 million they're on about having to spend for him. He's 33. He's a great goal scorer. And he's got longer than Ronaldo left, arguably. Arguably not, because Ronaldo's such a massive specimen and a beast. Would Ronaldo go and join a rival like Barca after playing for so many years for Real Madrid? Well, Luis Figo did it. A couple of players have done it. So why not, guys? Why not? Just saying. If that's what he wants, if that's what he feels will benefit him, having Champions League football, challenging for the title. He's a legacy player. I don't think he would go to Barca. I don't think he would do that to Real Madrid fans, guys. Honestly, don't think he would. But we should at least explore that option. If Ronaldo wants to go, and if we have to get rid of him, crikey, we might as well try and sweeten the deal for De Jong and get a little bit of money back. So, yeah, good shout. I like your style. Eriksen can't play 90, says Mark. Yeah, in that case, let me go to Bruno. Yeah, that's true. Well, we've got a different bunch of players there who now can obviously rotate a little bit. Sid Vicious says he's a mercenary. Let him go to Chelsea, says Dilvani. No way, he's not going to Chelsea, man. No, we can't have him in the same league. You don't let Chelsea strengthen massively. You've got to get this guy to a different league. Hey, Mitch Clark says there's no way Barca could afford Ronaldo's wages. They can't afford De Jong, says Mitch Clark. That's a fair point as well, actually. That is a good point. But also think about like the situation there with commercially Ronaldo would benefit them a lot. I hear what you're saying. It does seem like they probably, in fact, then they haven't even signed a couple like players already, but they can't register them. Classic sort of stuff because they can't actually justify their expenditure of their wages is too much, etc. I don't know the ins and outs of the La Liga rules, but something like that, Mitch, you're probably right. You're probably right. They probably wouldn't be able to afford it. Plus, he wouldn't go to Barcelona anyway. Exactly. RJ says Madrid fans would riot. He just wouldn't do that, would he? Kessie and Christiansen says CZ Bam. That's the ones, right? So, but they haven't been able to register them yet, have they? Eriksen played 90 minutes, plenty of times for Brentford in the national team. What you on about, says Jimmy Iverson. Yeah, I mean, but these days, I think is that what is what Mark means. It's just the sense that he's obviously had that pacemaker fitted and he's 30 now. Maybe he's not the sort of guy that's going to be playing the whole game for you. It's probably likely that, you know, Bruno Fernandes is a 90-minute player. Eriksen, maybe not. I'm just thinking he has had a heart attack, mate. You know what I mean? Mark makes a good point, I reckon, with that. But maybe so. Maybe he can play the full 90. Tail7 says Eriksen is free as a touch. He'll be the super sub for our midfield. Has the intelligence to play CM2, says Tail7. Love that, mate. Great on the ball. Great pass on the football. Great creativity. Set pieces. All the rest of it. It's a 10 out of 10 signing for me for a free transfer. Guys, rate the Eriksen signing out of 10. Like I said earlier, the window overall is a -1. But the actual Eriksen transfer, you can't fault it because he's free. There's a host of clubs interested. He's a great creative player. He adds depth. He adds quality. He's not a start. He's not necessarily a key player. But for what it is, it's a great bit of business for what it is. Exactly, yeah. We can't keep Pogba till he leaves on a free, then sell CR7 for very little, says Mikhail. Exactly, mate. What's that all about? Mikhail, what the hell are we doing here? United shouldn't tolerate Ronaldo's behaviour, says Peak Partners. I think there's an understanding right now that we don't know 100% whether he's coming on tour or not. There's also reports, of course, he's suggesting that he's citing family issues as the reason why he's not coming. We know it's probably unlikely. It's probably not the case, but he did have some very tragic news a couple of months ago. Let's just give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt and hope that maybe he could still come back and want to come back. But right now, it just doesn't look like it, does he? The tour literally gets underway on the 12th. First game, and we're away on the plane tomorrow on the 8th. Mickey Kramer says 8. Liam says 9. Beata says 9. United Tonight says 8. Chris Koo says 8. Maddow says 7.5. Harodi says 8. Ericsson 6. 9 says RJ. 10 says Tactics Gaming. 6 says Chris Parker. Everybody pretty happy with the signing of Ericsson. Can't fault it, really. It is a good bit of business all round. If only we could get more players of that quality in. Problem is, we are sort of scratching around at the moment for cheap deals, it seems. Like the Dybala deal, there's actually real basis for us going for Dybala, which I can't understand. It doesn't add up to me. Paul Eriksson has a heart issue, says Sis Vicious. Absolutely. Jim says Pig Eriksson will have a different kind of heart attack if he was playing alongside a McDonald's cheap midfielder McFred. Oh, dear. I do worry about him at United. It's a stressful job. I know they get paid well for it, but crikey, the expectation and the pressure each week that they face is quite high. Thank you very much, United Tonight. Says keep the likes coming, people, if you're watching Passionate Channel All United. Thank you, United Tonight. Yeah, you know it. If you're new to this show, guys, drop a like. We're nearly at 350 likes. Everyone, let's have a cheeky little like spike. I'm just going to be on for a little bit longer, guys. Read a few more of your guys' questions, but I've got to go soon. But we are nearly at 350 likes, so please do hit the like. It helps us out. It's free. Helps us compete with all those clickbait tossers and corporation channels. So if you would like to get your news in this sort of a setup, this sort of what's the word I'm looking for here, guys? This sort of a package, maybe, then come and get your kicks by hitting the subscribe button, clicking the bell icon, and getting yourself involved with these legends here. We're on here every day giving you these updates. Lautaro Martinez would be a great signing at Striker Tactics Gaming. Couldn't agree more. McTominay will cause him another heart attack, says Mark Nurse. Hey, Zach. Thanks for subscribing there, Andrew. Thank you very much for hitting the subscribe button, you bloody legend. I appreciate that. Hey, Zach, where you at, bud? The piggy package, says Abdullah. So my brother's kids here. I thought I heard him up the stairs there, but hey, what's going on, buddy? You want to say hello to 427 people right now? Right, hold on. Right, I'll just introduce you to my brother's family, guys. Look, here is Zach. This is Zach. He's a Man United fan.
Hi.
What's going on? He's 13. And then Sophia, do you want to get on camera there?
Yeah, move.
And Sophia's here as well, which is my niece. And she's 11, guys. So say hi, everyone. Crikey, careful now. They're bloody falling over. Tail 7, yeah, everyone says hi, Zach. Welcome, Zach, says Mark Nurse. Hey, JW92, what's going on? Everyone say hi, Sophia. Days Gone says hi, Sophia. Thank you, Barbara Faye. Says great show as usual. Thank you so much. Sid Vicious says hi, cutie. Nick Rowan says hey, kids. Tail 7 says Sophia Loveheart. Sing Game says Piggy Family. Yeah, this is my brother Tom's kids. His Sprogs.
That's mean.
But anyway, yeah, so we're going to go and I don't know what we're going to do. What do you guys want to do this afternoon?
Go play Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, hiking, I think we're going to go, guys, playing Pokemon Go. So that's my plan for the rest of the afternoon, guys. Yeah, nothing better, says Connor Franks, absolutely. Okay, do you want to go and give him a wave then? We're going to wrap up this video now. So right, let me move that, actually. Let me move that. You're making the green screen go all wrong as well.
Oh, yeah, she's making it because she's...
All right, I'll move this way, then you can both get in and say bye. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you drop a like before we go. That's pretty much the news, guys. I'm going to have to wrap up because we've actually been going for 90 minutes, this show.
What do you mean green screen? It's a painted wall. It's
true.
Painted as well.
Gungshi, yeah, Gungshi likes Pokemon Go. Please send us a gift, Gungshi.
Yeah.
He says, can I come with you, Pig? If you can get yourself over here, pal.
Yeah, we live in...
Jim Watkins says, blessings and to your Zach and brother and Sophia. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Jim Watkins. Family's everything, says Josh Hernandez. Mikata says Pete getting annoyed with the kids like he does Mrs. P.
Who's Mrs. Oh, Nicola?
Not at all, guys. Not
Nicola?
at all.
You're
Yeah,
talking
Nicola.
about-
Yeah.
I actually did. Wait, Nicola has a YouTube channel?
She does, yeah. Mrs. P Cake
Yeah.
Bandit. Go and subscribe to Mrs. P Cake Bandit's YouTube channel, guys.
Mrs. P what?
Mrs. P Cake Bandit. Cake Bandit? Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one.
Yeah. I'm in shock that you got a beautiful girlfriend. I'm shocked you got a beautiful girlfriend.
It is shocking, right? Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching.
And my
Say
name-
bye, guys.
And my name has an H in it instead of a K.
Bye.
Yeah.
Fascinating, my son. Right, let's get in there. Everybody say bye to these legends. Say bye, legends.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you drop the like before you go. Hit the like, smash the subscribe on this video. Subscribe to the channel for more updates as well. We're going to be on here daily, giving you all the latest news in regards to United, even with this crazy mob here. So we'll keep you up to date with the next 2 weeks, what's going on in regards to Ronaldo, Dybala, all the transfer news and all the latest goes on. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. That's it for the show.
Bye.
It was kind of funny that you're using your phone.
Wait,
Well, just to monitor the
it's
chat
not
there, yeah.
makeup.
Yeah.
You missed it. I did Dark's makeup.
Oh, hang on. You got makeup on.
Yeah. She did my makeup without permission. I was literally on
Mate,
my-
I just realised, guys, I've just brought Zach on the internet. He's a 13-year-old boy. He's wearing eyeshadow, for fuck's sake. I should have thought this one through, guys. I should have thought this one through.
And pressed powder and all this. And lip pumpers.
Crikey. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. See you later, guys. He doesn't care.
No, I don't care.
Bye, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.
That looks so weird.
Everybody at the same time. Ready? Say, Sue. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Sue.
Why are you my uncle?
Bye, guys.